Hello, this is Ashley Applegate with Kentucky Welding Institute, and today we're on part 2 of our 6-part series for plasma cutting. In this video, we're going to talk about the torch and the consumables. So all these consumables are very important to the plasma cutting process. As these things go into the torch, it is configured with your swirl ring. This is a porcelain or a plastic type of material that is non-conductive. Next is your plasma electrode. This is a copper electrode that normally has some windings to swirl the air around the outside of it. And the center of this electrode has a tungsten insert right in the very center. Next is your nozzle. Some people refer to this as the tip. The nozzle has a very, very small hole in the end of it to where that plasma arc is created. Finally, you have the retaining cup, holds all of these particular parts in place. And finally, you'll have your drag shield. This particular model is designed to drag directly on the metal, but you can have other drag shields that have a certain amount of standoff depending on your particular model plasma cutter and how your plasma cutter is configured. So we will assemble the plasma cutter, torch head, and talk about how things work and how the plasma cutter functions. So the first portion that we're going to insert is our swirl ring. So we insert the swirl ring into the plasma cutter head. The next portion that we're going to insert is our electrode. Then we are going to set our nozzle, commonly referred to as our tip, on the top. All these parts should fit together fairly easy and fairly loose. You should never have to force anything. Then we go with our retaining cap. The retaining cap should slide over and easily screw on. Keep in mind that there should be never any force required to assemble the plasma cutter when everything is in proper working order. And finally, we will assemble our drag shield or our drag nozzle. So this plasma torch is assembled and ready for use. When we get ready to use our plasma torch, this particular model has a safety shield so that we don't actually hit the trigger. So we'll have to move the shield forward and then pull the trigger. We can then drag this toward ourselves. We can hold it up and make freehand cuts. We can make bevel cuts. We can pierce and go around and make holes. The plasma cutter is a very useful tool in the shop and in the field if you have the equipment and the air readily available. Keep in mind that the plasma will cut anything that conducts current. So if there's anything underneath of what you're cutting that is a metal, it is going to get cut in the process as well. Several layers thick can be cut with the plasma. The plasma arc is created by simply superheating that air in a transferred arc, and it shoots the arc out the end. That arc is typically just long enough to pierce the metal necessary that is below it, depending on the amperage that you have set.